Hey everyone. So in case you didn't know, today at Grace College it was Day of Worship. And our theme for today was creation care. And so we talked about recycling and how we can care for the environment and just being more conscious about using plastic and paper and what you can recycle, what you can't recycle, just kind of different stuff like that. And then we also talked about like different stuff that Grace College is doing through the Center of Lakes and Streams to help care for the environment in that way. Um, I feel like there was a large portion of creation care that was left out in chapel today. So I kind of just wanted to talk about it a little bit and give you guys maybe some ideas about how you can help in this aspect of creation care. So in Genesis 1 verses 20, sorry, I'm looking down because I'm looking at my Bible. In verses 20 through 25, God creates animals. He creates birds and fish and all of the land animals. And then in verses 26 and 27, this is where God creates humans. He creates Adam, and then he tells them, tells Adam and Eve that they have dominion over the animals and every living thing that moves on the earth. So, in case you didn't know, which most of you probably don't because I didn't really announce this, I recently went cruelty free, which basically means that I stopped buying products from companies that test on animals. So, one of the ways that I believe you can help stop animal abuse and all of that stuff is by going cruelty free. You're probably wondering why it took me so long to do this because I am wanting to be a veterinarian. And I think sometimes as science majors, especially, we can we can rationalize the use of animal testing in, the science fields. But it's not good. It's very harmful to the animals, and they're using animals other than just like mice and rats. They're using rabbits and dogs and cats. And I don't feel like I can support that. So that's why I went cruelty free. I also just kind of wanted to talk about what going cruelty free looked like for me. So I'm still very new to this. Like, I just decided to go cruelty free like maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's a learning curve for me. But I'm hoping that maybe I can share some tips and stuff about how you can go cruelty free and how you can stop supporting brands that are testing their products on animals and harming animals in this way. So one thing that I did is that I stopped buying cosmetic products from companies that test on animals. And you're probably thinking, Kayla, you're a college student. How the heck could you afford to do that? Like, makeup is so expensive, blah, blah, blah. But you'll be surprised to know there's actually quite a few drugstore makeup brands that don't test on animals. One of them is Wet n Wild. I love their mascaras. Great stuff. Another one is e.l.f. And CoverGirl also just back in November decided to stop testing on animals. So that was an amazing thing, and everyone was really excited about that. So those are just a few examples of brands that don't test on animals. Another way that I cheaply went to cruelty free is that Meijer actually has a whole section of hair products that are cruelty free, which I was absolutely floored. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had this many options. Like, I thought I was gonna have to spend like $15 on a shampoo, and I'm like, oh, I can't afford that. Like, that's really expensive. But I actually found a shampoo for like $7. And I'm like, okay, that's, a little higher than what I would usually spend. But for me, it's worth the extra $2 or $3 to support a brand that's not testing on animals. So yeah, I have started buying like products like that. And you might be wondering, okay, how can I know if a product is cruelty free? And that can be tricky sometimes too. So usually on the back of products, I'll actually show you guys an example. On this Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette, you can see the little bunny down there, and it says cruelty free. That means that this product is cruelty free. So they did not test this product or any of its ingredients on animals, which is awesome. So that's one way that you can know a product is cruelty free. But a lot of brands have to like pay money, and there's like this whole process to go through to get the little stamp on the products. So a lot of times brands don't do that, and it can be confusing, like not knowing which brands are cruelty free and which ones aren't. So there's quite a few articles online. If you just Google, is X brand cruelty free, you can probably find an article if that brand is cruelty free or not. One of my favorite websites is Cruelty Free Kitty. She has she has a good list of stuff, of brands on her site that are cruelty free, and then she also has a list that is not cruelty free. So you can kind of compare and contrast, like, okay, which brands should I not buy from, which brands can I buy from, and just stuff like that. Logical Harmony is another good website that has those lists on there as well. And I think Logical Harmony is a little bit more up to date than Cruelty Free Kitty. So yeah, those are some just tips if you're thinking about going cruelty free. I would highly recommend going cruelty free. I believe that God made all animals for a reason, but I don't think the reason was for us to test products on them. And also in today's science, it's come so far that we really don't need to test on animals anymore. There's something called in vitro cell culturing that has should have better results than animal testing has. So yeah, there's all kinds of alternatives to animal testing now than there were several years ago because of technological and scientific advances. After chapel today, it just really affirmed to me that my decision to go cruelty-free was good, and I'm really happy with my decision. I hope that maybe I've inspired you to think more about going cruelty-free, thinking more about caring for the animal kingdom. There is other ways you can do that other than going cruelty-free. This is just one way that I've decided to care for God's creation. So yeah, I hope you have a great evening, and see y'all later. Bye!